Hello, my name is Bryce Dershell, and today I will be presenting human-induced evolution in elephants. Elephants are one of the most lovable creatures on Earth. They are intelligent. They are known for having a great memory, memorizing tricks, puzzles, activities, as well as people that they frequently see. They are known to show grief and love. They also have different personalities within a population or a group. They're obviously giant. They're one of the largest land animals. They're rare. They're becoming more rare, and in the 70s and 80s they were actually being poached a lot, and that's due to their tusks. And this is actually one of the main reasons for this human-induced evolution. An elephant's tusks are made of ivory. This ivory can be very valuable to people who know what to do with it. For example, it can be made into jewelry. It is great for making jewelry because it is hard. It polishes beautifully, as you can see the picture to the far right. It is also highly resistant. It does not corrode due to water. It also does not burn. This is why it is so popular when it comes to poaching. These poachers are looking for this, and so they will go out and they kill elephants. They are looking, again, for their tusks, so they just take the elephant's tusks and leave the elephants to die. So human-induced evolution and harvest-induced evolution, what is it? Human-induced evolution is evolution that has begun or is being sped up due to human activity. When it is harvest-induced evolution specifically, that means that humans are harvesting, for example, going out and catching fish would be harvesting fish. If that were to cause evolution, that would be harvest-induced evolution. Here, they're harvesting the elephant's tusks, and this is killing off some of the elephants, which leads to the reproduction of the elephants with either smaller or no tusks at all. So then obviously what is being selected for is going to be the tusks. The large tusks is what these poachers come out for, and they will kill any of the elephants that they find suitable with these larger tusks. It can be hard or soft selection. Hard selection would be if the poachers were looking for any elephant with a tusk and they then proceeded to kill that. But most often it is actually soft selection, where the poachers will look for the largest, elephants with the largest tusks, and so they're not only looking for tusks, they're preferring the larger ones. This makes it the soft selection. In a study done by a group of researchers over in Africa, they sampled elephants in Kenya specifically, where they had a sample from 1966. And they took this tusk size, the length, and the circumference, and this was in 1966 and through 68. This is before the 70s and 80s, like I said, when poaching became very prevalent and the number of elephants declined drastically. Compare the tusk size of this sample that was before the poaching, and they compared it with the surviving population that was in the 90s, and as well as their offspring, which would be a little bit closer to the late 90s, early 2000s. So they compared the original sample population before the poaching with this population after the poaching had occurred, but while the population was recovering. And in this chart, you can see to the top, actually, all populations were found to have smaller tusk sizes. In the surviving population, on the top row, for males, they were down 22% in length. These top two are length, these bottom two are circumference. For males, they were down 22% in the surviving population, 21% in the recovering or the offspring population. The females were actually even had higher numbers, where they had more reduced numbers, where they were down 37% in the surviving, and then the offspring population was 27%. The circumference didn't reduce nearly as much, but it did still reduce in all populations. And with this study, the researchers wanted to find if elephants born before or by the 1970s, if they have smaller tusks for their stature or their body size due to the elimination of large tusk elephants from poachers. They also wanted to find if the offspring from this declined population will have small tusks for their age or stature. The findings that they found here in, for example, the chart showed that the tusk length and circumference are both decreasing in elephants due to this poaching. It does support their hypothesis. With this study, it does show that the elephants are being affected by this poaching, and this is dramatic for the elephants because elephants do use their tusks. They use them for digging. They will strip bark off of trees and use them to eat. They'll use them to dig for water holes to find water, and without these tusks, they do have some deficiencies in those areas. Scientists have found elephants they are now starting to try different things, like use their feet to dig if they don't have tusks, but they are most definitely being affected, and humans must be aware of this damage we're causing. And that is my presentation. Here are my citations.